Alexa TV presents in 3, 2, 1. Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we know it's the first week of school here in St. Clair County and across the state of Michigan, so we're giving you some safety tips to make sure this school year gets off to a great and safe start. And with all the tips, my special guest is Tim Donnellon, the sheriff of St. Clair County. And Tim, we all see those yellow school buses every day now this week, and we're going to be seeing them for quite a while now. What are some safety tips for motorists specifically when they see a bus and they see a group of kids standing at a bus stop?
Well, really, I'll tell you what, the bus stops, dropping off, picking up kids are probably our biggest concern with school safety, starting back with all of the different things that come into play now in August. But, when you see that school bus and those amber lights come on, keep in mind they're going to come on 200 feet prior to the bus stopping. So be prepared for those red lights to be coming on. Slow down, stop, give yourself a lot of room behind that bus when those red lights come on so that the bus driver sees you, they know you're back there. Please don't go racing through the yellow lights trying to beat them before they go red. That's just a terrible idea to get into. The other thing to keep in mind is that the kids are going to get off that bus and they may be crossing the street to go home, and they're going to look hopefully at the bus driver. The bus driver is going to give them a signal, but you can't count on a first or second grader not seeing mom across the street and racing. So really be so careful about those kids and the late kid running to catch the bus. You just can't be too careful if you're in a car and you see a bus stop. We'd hate to have some tragedy with a student getting on or off a bus this year.
I know over the years we've heard some reports where bus drivers will get a driver's license number or plate number of somebody who's run one of the red lights, as they're stopping to pick up kids. Do you get a number of calls from bus drivers?
Oh, you better believe we do. And keep in mind, it's the only citation where you don't have to identify the driver. Mm-hmm. If that car runs that bus stop and that bus driver has the license plate, registered owner gets a ticket. And courts take a pretty dim view on running school bus lights. I've written a couple myself, and it's something that is there's really no excuse for it.
What about the school zones too?
School zones, the other thing. Be so careful, and keep in mind that a lot of times there's a posted school speed. So when the school's open, you may be used to going through a certain neighborhood in June and July at a certain speed, but now the school starts, that speed is slower. Some areas you have amber lights that'll flash when school's open, but not all of them. So please be careful with the school zones, and keep in mind, not only do they have the lower speeds, there's all the additional foot traffic and bicycle traffic and kids that are driving to school. There's a lot of activity going on in those schools, so slow down and use good common sense.
More tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.